iHeartRadio. Judah, Arrow, Judah.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm good.
Doing good, huh?
What's your name?
Arrow.
That's a great name.
Dude, listen to your name, Judah.
Yeah.
That'd be a great radio show. Judah and Arrow.
Judah World Champion. Another martial arts guy right here.
Oh, cool, man.
Do you study?
Look at my shirt.
World champion!
No, I wrote a Quran. I'm a big fan, but in my stand-up act, I talked about how I'm the greatest martial artist in the world.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
The world champion.
Do you do like some katas or pumses or anything? Or?
No, I don't do anything. I'm a huge fan. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big martial arts movie fan, so I'm just like... So, yeah, I actually wrote a whole book, a 208-page book. It's a fake instructional karate book called How to Beat Up Anybody.
Oh, that's awesome.
I teach how to beat up Bigfoots, ninjas, all kinds of things. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan, but I don't do any of it.
There you go.
Soccer and ping pong are my main games, but, yeah.
Oh, isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome?
Figure out a way to hang it up there for
Oh,
you.
I'll figure that out.
There you go. There you go.
What are you more famous for, your glasses or your hat?
Oh, I don't know. You know, just being the world champion, probably.
The world champion of comedy?
The world.
Oh, just the world.
The world in general, yeah, which are basically the world champion. The real world championships are basically karate death matches for charity, and I'm the greatest martial artist in the world. Yeah, I'm an extra dark black belt in karate.
Extra dark.
Yeah, they just promoted me to a new, more intense shade. They don't even have a name for it yet.
So that would even make you beyond a master then, right? Or
yeah, way beyond master.
no Sabanim or
No, dude, way beyond.
So when you walk into a school, they're not asking for $179 a month.
No,
They're just saying,
no.
We need you to be here. You are the man.
Yeah, I actually have. I opened up my own martial arts school, but I've yet to have a student because there's no door or window. It's just a solid brick wall. And if you can get in, that means you're good enough to take my class.
It's worth it.
Yeah, that means that you have the raw talent necessary for me to teach you.
And as a martial artist, where along the lines did you step into it? Because somebody asked me to, have you invested in your life? And I thought they were trying to sell me a bank account. So when did you know that you were on your way to being a martial artist?
Well, you know, I grew up inside a punching bag.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, one of those big punching bags in the Bronx in a boxing gym. So I spent the first 3 years of my life just getting punched every day. And then at 3, I clawed my way out of it, and I beat up everybody in that boxing gym. And the next 7, 8 years, kind of fuzzy. You know, it was the 80s. Everyone was partying back then. And then when I was 14, I found myself in federal prison in Beijing, China, for a crime I didn't commit. And it was from the inmates there that I learned martial arts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I've kept with it ever since. Yeah.
That's awesome. And
Thank you. I mean, you're a martial artist.
I am a martial
so
artist.
you can probably appreciate my background.
I just did a commercial for a martial arts school, and they wanted it to be done like a Miyagi.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Do I look like I'm Asian? But I put...
No, but you do look like a role model, and that's what they're looking for.
No, look at you. You look like a role model.
I am a role model. Yeah. Miyagi was a good guy. He was a good guy.
My hair used to be as long as yours, but the problem is, though, even though I'm a martial artist and I would be the one to protect you, people still got in their car when I would get out of the car. Because they felt, oh, dude, they just didn't want to deal with me. Do you have the same problem?
Where people are afraid to even...
Whoa. I think they felt my key energy.
Yeah, no, a lot of times, you know, when that aura is there, it's, you know, that works as a... I mean, we've all seen the movie Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's basically the philosophy throughout that film.
Do you know that movie, part of it was filmed right here in Charlotte?
You see, another great thing about Charlotte. I did not know that Roadhouse was filmed here.
Yeah, part of it was, yeah.
Yeah, that's enough. Part of it is enough.
That's right.
Even if they filmed 1 second of it here. Even if there's a character in the movie named Charlotte, that still counts.
Have you ever been here before?
Yes, I have. Yeah. I ate it. I was here last summer. I ate at the, I had some really good biscuits at the Midnight Diner.
Oh, I love the Midnight Diner.
Yeah,
that
was
you gotta go
good.
there for the chicken and pancakes, man.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
Chicken waffles.
Maybe I'll do that this
you gotta
time.
do that.
Okay.
Now, if you
North Carolina has great food, great breakfast food, barbecue food. We were talking about, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah, you don't want to leave.
Yeah, like I live in New York,
Right.
And like New York, New York has a lot of great food.
Right.
But when it comes to Southern food, it's in general, some places will do it, but if they do it, it's at some kind of like fancy shishi place, and it's like, no, it's not meant to be fancy, expensive food. you know?
Right. But I like going
Grits shouldn't cost $10.
I like going over there to 16th Street and doing the real Cuban food.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you want real Cuban food or real any food from other countries, you got to go out actually to Queens, to the boroughs. Yeah, because Manhattan's gotten so expensive. It's disgusting. It's just criminal how expensive things are. But Queens is, I think it's technically the most international city in the world. And it's cheap and great food from all over the planet. Yeah.
Now, being the world champion and in New York City, do you walk around with your chest pumped out or what?
No, I'm very humble.
Oh, really? So you walk in peace. You're like John Lennon.
Yeah. I stand for peace.
Okay.
I stand for peace. I'm not a musician. John Lennon was a musician.
And yet
I'm
you
a
do
martial
look
artist.
like Sean Lennon.
What's that?
You do look like Sean
Well,
Lennon.
he's probably a big fan of mine, so he might, he might try to alter the way he looks to try to look like me.
I can see
But
that.
other than that, I don't see any comparisons. And again, like I said, I'm not a musician. The only sound I like is the sound of bones breaking in karate tournaments from defeated opponents of mine.
And through your growing into this world champion martial artist, did you have to go through the breathing techniques, and what did you do to become a better breather?
Yeah, one time I didn't breathe for 2 years.
Wow.
Just held my breath, man. You got to build up lung capacity.
Yeah.
The karate book I wrote is called How to Beat Up Anybody, and I actually wrote it all underwater. There's a photograph of me with a typewriter underwater. It's the last page of the book, just to let people know. It's all mind control.
It is.
It's mind, it's spirit, and scientists overlook the power of the spirit and the mind and the body.
I got to show you this. This is let's slip back here real fast. I bring bricks to work because this is how I train sales reps to go out and meet clients. Is that if I can put my hand through that brick, you can build relationships.
That's awesome.
And so I've always got a brick in the room.
Dude, that's awesome.
So are you multiple bricks, or I've never done a double brick. I figure after one good one, that's enough.
Yeah, there's been several deserts that have been created, and it was just from me chopping up bricks. So I'm often not even allowed near construction zones. I'm banned because sometimes I might improvise a new karate move, and it can get out of control.
And yet you could be the missing link as to why it's taken I-45 around Charlotte 25 years to be finished. You could actually be the one that walks through there and gets it done.
I will do that.
And you're
I will do that. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Because you're the world champion.
Yeah, and I care about people. And I'm also going to be the next president of the United States, and I will ban traffic. I'll make traffic illegal.
But will you make your government work, though?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I will be able to make it so that everyone gets along and everyone works.
Did you know that what the current situation of the government, and if you were president, what would you do? What is going on isn't even on the front page of the newspaper. If you go onto a website, the government stoppage is not headlines.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The news media is a big problem.
Mm-hmm. What would you do as president with the news media?
Well, first of all, as an extra dark black belt in karate, they would speak truth to me only because I don't stand for anything that's false.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, the truth would come out and things would get done.
Do you think that
karate is the answer?
It is the answer.
It is the
answer. You know what
answer.
karate means?
Yeah.
Open palm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why
not closed, open.
Open.
Yeah.
And that's why
honesty.
When I used to see George Bush Sr. talk, he would talk with his hands open. I thought he's a martial artist because he would always talk with his hands open.
I think he actually just had arthritis, so he wasn't able to close his hands. Yeah. But he could have been a good student.
Now, your master or Sabanium, did they, when you had to do your katas and stuff?
My role model is me in the future.
Oh.
I was actually trained by me in the future and the inmates in Beijing Federal Prison.
How were you able to come back?
I have a time traveling machine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. In the shape of, or just?
It's just a regular machine.
Sweet.
Looks like any other time traveling machine.
So you don't even have the airport security following you. You can just move.
No. I usually don't even fly on planes. I just parkour or jump or jog. I jogged here from New York.
Because you're world champion.
Yeah.
Do you know who sat in that chair about 2 years ago?
No, I don't.
World champion Ric Flair.
16-time world champion Ric Flair.
I love watching him cut commercials.
Woo!
Because he'll come in.
He's amazing.
He'll come in with 2 cups of coffee in both hands, and he'll go, "I'm not ready yet, Arrow. I'm not ready." And he'll down one, down the other one, and then he's ready to rock. It's just
awesome.
He won't do it until he.
Now, Flair is a true living legend. I'm a big wrestling fan. I actually do some stuff for WWE. I did. I got to get on a Raw a couple years ago. I got to Madison Square Garden, sold out, 20,000 people. I got to be the guest in-ring announcer for a Divas match, and it was great. Yeah, so awesome. I got to. It was great. And then this year, before WrestleMania, I was doing a lot of stuff on Twitter, helping promote WWE, and I was also doing other stuff. I went with The Miz and a couple other wrestlers to a middle school in Staten Island, and we did a whole anti-bullying like rally and stuff. Yeah, so I'm a huge wrestling fan, and of course I don't wrestle in WWE because my suplexes are they're too perpendicular with the Earth, and it messes with the Earth's rotation. So NASA scientists have banned me from WWE. So, but I still support. I
can't imagine what your figure 4 would look like then.
Yeah, I can do a figure 5, a figure 6. I can't even. I don't even think I can do a figure 4. Yeah.
So, did you grow up in New York?
No, but I've lived there for years. I grew up different places, Maryland. A little bit California, but New York's. I've been there since '87.
So that makes you then. You weren't a Nick Botwinkle or a Vern Gagne wrestling fan. You were pretty much.
Those guys are all right. Yeah, those guys are okay. I like all promotions.
That's awesome.
NWA, WCW, TNA, Ring of Honor, ECW. I was a huge ECW fan. Their main matches were in Philly. Yeah. Mostly, huge ECW
the Crockett
fan.
family used to be stationed.
Yeah, they're here. They were down here. Yeah.
It was just awesome.
Then there was Texas wrestling. Before Vince McMahon took it over, it was all regionalized.
Yep.
And Jerry Lawler had Memphis. He's great. That guy. That guy's awesome. No, I think. Wrestling's at its best, and I love WWE, but I think wrestling's at its best when there's multiple promotions that have some power, because then there's competition, and that naturally forces everyone to get better and improve. If one company owns everything, you're only competing with yourself. But if other companies get big, that forces everyone to get better. You know, so that's why I think like mid to late '90s was so exciting, because WWE was huge, WCW was huge, and then ECW started getting huge. So it was like, and I think a little bit that's starting to happen again. Ring of Honor's picking up, TNA's picking up, and it's exciting.
Mid-Atlantic Professional Wrestling, I do their commercials.
Oh, you do?
And so
they do stuff in Maryland.
Are you kidding me?
I think they do, right?
Man, when they
I haven't been to theirs, but I grew up in Maryland.
Well, they've got the Rock and Roll Express, and then
awesome.
and then Nikita Koloff.
Yeah.
And so you've got to put that passion in there, because I always sit there. People go, "So why don't you give it to another jock?" No, because he'll sound like a jock.
Yeah. No, you got to bring it right. Yeah.
How would you do a wrestling commercial?
Oh, well, it depends what you're doing, but you were pretty good right there. Yeah.
I fake it well, because I'm not a world champion, but I'm okay.
Yeah, but you respect the art.
I do.
I love pro wrestling. I think it's it's an amazing art form. It's amazing performance. It combines drama, comedy, athletics. It's great. Mm-hmm. I love it.
When you first came in, I thought for sure that you would have gotten into professional bowling.
A friend of mine, Tommy DeLutz, is a professional bowler, and both his parents, I believe, were professional bowlers too.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, I love that stuff. But I am actually there's 2 sports that I'm really big on, personally, for real: soccer and ping pong, actually. And I have a lot of friends who are on the, ping pong national team and stuff. And, they go to China, they go to Sweden to train, Germany to train. Yeah. So
I just did a commercial for the, up in Philadelphia, they did a celebrity ping pong tournament.
Oh, wasn't even aware of that. I should have won that.
Xfinity Live Center.
Oh, really?
And so now you're talking about ping pong.
And when did that already happen?
Yeah. And so what they're doing is they're doing a post video is what they're doing.
I should have been invited to that.
As the world champion, you probably could have won.
Yeah.
Probably would have won.
I definitely would have won it. Yeah, I'm friends with Susan. Susan Sarandon owns a club. There's actually a few now. There's one in L.A., there's one in New York, and I think they just opened up one in Dubai, and Toronto has one, Milwaukee has one. And so it's basically, those are like a ping pong and a nightclub. So there's like a bar, restaurant, really nice. She... I got to know her first through ping pong, not acting, actually. And some of the other guys who co-own the club with her, I used to play against them in real official ping pong tournaments in the New York tri-state area. Wow. And then they opened up a club, and Susan was one of the partners in that. So I met her through ping pong, actually. Yeah. And then she wound up playing my girlfriend on 30 Rock. And it was, so it's just like all these weird coincidences. Yeah.
I mean, it goes hand in hand with being the world.
Well, ping pong also even, it's like, but also so much of it is core. You're actually, your power is often, it's not coming from your hands. It's coming from your hip. It's coming from your core. So a lot of it is similar to martial arts and boxing technique, where when you're hitting the ball with your paddle, a lot of that power is actually coming from your legs. Yep. And your core, not necessarily your hands. So it's such a highly skilled sport, and it's technically one of the fastest sports in the world because the speed that ball comes back and forth is insane. Yeah.
I don't understand how you see the ball.
Yeah, and there's so much spin involved, and people that are real ping pong players, they train 6 hours a day every day.
Did you know it was Richard Nixon that is
Yeah.
responsible?
That was in 1971.
Were you born yet?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. No, but that was the big ping pong diplomacy thing with China. Yeah.
Got the pandas out of it. Yeah. Now, as president, is there a certain animal that you would like to introduce to the United States, or a game or anything like that somebody else is doing?
I think we need to make karate a bigger thing here in this country. Mm-hmm. More people need to know karate. That's the answer.
With karate, though, you would have to try.
When someone has weapons. But that means they're not a good fighter.
You would have to convince the American people that that's not a Chinese restaurant. That's a martial arts school. Because they see karate and they go, oh.
Well, now MMA is just so big. It's so funny. It's like I've seen so many of these schools that used to be karate schools, and now they're called MMA schools. Yep. So I'm like, well, what were you really teaching? Are you just teaching whatever's popular? Or, but it's like, MMA is like, I think it's a perfect example of a sport that is, it's marketed so well. I mean, that's one of the reasons. It's super exciting and everything, but it's also marketed so well. When you look at boxing, which is, I love boxing, but it's just so corruptly run.
Right.
And then, and the marketing's not there, but it's like, it shows you if you sell something right, and you have a good product, people will dig it.
And to show the power of the MMA compared to boxing, I'll sit there and watch a match now and go, kick him!
Oh, yeah,
kick him!
Yeah, it's so different. Yeah, it's so different. Yeah.
Go on!
Yeah, that's like, because people always compare, like, well, who would win or who's a better fighter? I'm like, they're completely different sports. You can't compare, I think any boxer that would get into an MMA fight would lose to the MMA guy. And if an MMA guy had a fight just boxing with a boxing guy, the boxer would tear him apart. They're completely different sports.
What kind of a fighter do you think Mike Tyson would be if he were an MMA fighter?
I think he'd be good and bad. I think it'd be similar to his boxing career, where he'd be good for the first minute, then I think he'd get hit a lot, and get taken down, So, but for the first minute, I think he's a beast, and even when he was a boxer, it was that first. So if you can get him past the first 3 rounds, you could, and boxers proved it eventually. They can get him, But it was just so aggressive and so much power and so fast for those first few rounds.
And yet he's so simple now.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Yeah. I want to know who his psychologist is.
I don't know. Well, they did a good. This guy, director James Toback did a good documentary on him called. I think it was just called Tyson. It was just him. was almost like a therapy session. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, outside of yourself, who is the greatest champion of all time?
Probably Jim Thorpe.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
You go back a lot. Are you? I can't figure out how old you are.
I know sports.
You do.
I know sports.
Wow. Oh, because you got so much time on your hands, or
Great athletes just know about other great athletes.
You're absolutely right.
Just like you know who Jim Thorpe is.
I do.
It's because you're a great athlete.
I try.
That's right. You're doing it. You're doing it.
Is this your real name, Judah?
Yeah, Judah Friedlander is my real name. If I had
a radio name.
If I had a lot of people just know me as world champion, or, or the world champ or champ, So I mean that is part of my stage name, the world champion. So or any nickname of that. But yeah, if I had a fake stage name, it would be a much shorter name, than Judah Friedlander. Just for getting it on marquees and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be larger letters.
Yeah. So. But yeah, a lot of people just, people call me champ. They call me world champ, whatever.
And how are you trying to brand that then? As you see champ, you automatically don't think about.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been the greatest marketer in the world, so I just do comedy and karate.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever want to fight somebody out there in the audience? I mean, can you feel that?
No, I'm always about, comedy's ultimately, it's about bringing people together. It's not about, dividing people. And if there's someone who is off and someone's got tension, I'm always there to diffuse any kind of tension there is. Yeah, so.
And that's using the martial art in the most positive way. It's about walking that black belt path.
Yeah, it's ultimately about peace, So, but yeah, no, my act is just pure comedy. No, there's none of that. How do you
handle when coworkers, employees, and even people up there in New York City, they know that you are darker than a black belt, and they always want to jump out of corners and scare you, so that because they think it's funny.
Yeah, well,
Or even worse, how many people come up to you and go, "Make me laugh, funny man"?
Oh, that happens sometimes, but it's like it's not really an issue, It's like, you just do your thing,
right.
And stuff comes together. Yeah.
What's the one thing that you wouldn't do if someone said, "We're going to have you star in a movie with Robert De Niro"?
I've actually done 2 films with De Niro.
Have you really?
Yeah, I've done 2.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I didn't star in them, but I was in 2. I was in Meet the Parents.
Yes.
And then I did a movie. I had a lot of scenes with De Niro in it. It was called Showtime. It starred De Niro and Eddie Murphy, and they played 2 cops. And there's like a reality film crew following them around everywhere. And I'm like the main camera guy who follows them everywhere. And so, yeah, I had a lot of scenes with him and Eddie Murphy, and it was really cool. But, yeah, if I started a movie with him, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be so cool. Yeah, he's really nice.
What if
really
he said
cool
cut
dude.
your hair?
Oh, yeah, no, I've done that for movies, actually. Yeah, I've done before 30 Rock, I probably did about 6 different movies where I completely changed my look. Sometimes my hair was as short as yours.
Wow.
And, I straightened it too, lightened it, Yeah, so I've done that. But and in the future, again, I'll do it at some point. But, the world champion is always going different directions and things. But for right now, there's a few main karate missions I'm on, as well as there's like 2 main projects of my own I'm working on right now, a stand-up comedy album and my own stand-up comedy concert movie.
Right.
So basically like a special, but it'll be an hour and a half instead of 60 minutes,
right.
And then, so I'm working on self-producing those and then getting those out for people to see and listen to. And then I'm a big soccer fan. I do a weekly show for MLS, the Major League Soccer. It's called MLS Insider, and I do a comedy segment for them every week. That's on NBC Sports Channel. And then starting October 26th, I'm doing a 3-part Halloween special for this channel called Nat Geo Wild. It's one of the National Geographic channels. Yeah. It's called The Monster Project. And each episode, 3 episodes, each episode is about a different mythological creature. So the first episode, I believe, is about the Chupacabra. So, and then we got one about the Jersey Devil. Oh, the Chupacabra, though, that's like a Texas sort of bat devil kind of creature.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Anything from the Carolinas?
Not in if we do more. Well, right now we just did 3 for like a special. But if it gets pretty good ratings, fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll do more.
I mean, because the biggest devil monster would be somebody if you went and tried to steal their chicken or something. Boy, or you go up to a barbecue and steal their barbecue. You know, Southerners can get real mean.
Well, and they have every right to defend their barbecue because there's damn good barbecue in this town.
Did Mike here take you over to Bojangles at least?
No, we might have to hit that. I think I've been there before, actually. Yeah.
Or Price's Coop Chicken. Oh,
my God. That sounds good.
Oh, it's the best. Everybody around the country, it's the best.
Price's Chicken Coop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I may have seen that covered on Food Network, actually.
Oh, yeah. It's just, you go in there, because I go in there and get the gizzards.
Yeah.
And
that's
growing
really
up in Montana, man, I mean, it's like you eat the whole chicken.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, my mom, she grew up in a small neighborhood in Pittsburgh, and she comes from the school of, like, you eat the entire animal. You don't just eat, the white meat or the dark meat. No, you eat everything. And everything is used in a soup or something.
That's right. The chicken neck.
You use the entire animal. You know? That's like, I call that like old world like eating or like real eating. You know, it's not like, you're not picking and choosing. You use everything. And that's what real chefs do. They use, you get everything out of things.
Yeah.
It's a waste not to otherwise.
Now, how do you communicate to your future self? Do you don't send text messages, do you? Or?
No. It's just like ESP or just vocals. I have perfect hearing, so I can hear things from any dimension.
And does he keep a GPS on you since you're using?
No, just perfect tracking skills.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nah.
Perfect vision, perfect tracking skills, perfect instinct.
What is it like to be so perfect? I thought my first wife was perfect, and now I've met you. You could probably perfect her.
Well, I do keep getting better. So, and everyone else can too. So.
And what would the secret be?
You just got to believe in yourself, believe in America, and just keep training.
Yep.
You got to keep training.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Judah Friedlander, world champion. Thank you, man, for coming in.
Thank you. You are awesome.
You're awesome, world champ.
Thanks, man. Very cool.
That was great.
God, you're awesome. Dude.
That was fun, man. You were a great announcer, too. You're really good.
Can I get a picture of you with
I would
iHeart
love
behind you?